Our final topic is the latest venture from Sean Parker. He was the first president of Facebook. Before that, he co-founded Napster, the controversial music sharing site. And now he wants to revolutionize the film industry. He's developing a new service called Screening Room. It will let you stream first-run films on your home TV the same day they hit theaters. Hollywood bigwigs like Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese have already signed on as investors. Rachel, I'll start with you. What is it about the contemporary movie-going experience that makes a service like this attractive right now?
Well, I mean, I think it's almost like it's inevitable that this would happen, because I think that there's kind of a hollowing out already of the middle in movie going. So there's the people who are going to go because they want to see the niche art house movies, and then there are the big lineups to be the first person in the theater to see Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And then I think everything else in the middle, there are a lot of people who are like, why would I bother? Like, I can watch this at home. I can wait for it to come out on Netflix. I can wait for it to come out on iTunes. And so I think that there's this huge middle of film releases that aren't the kind of urgent films or the niche films that lots of people are staying at home and waiting anyway. So if you can now have it on demand the day that the movie is released, you can watch it in your own house. There's all the sort of people sort of in their 30s, 40s, and above who find it unpleasant to go to a big multiplex, who find it expensive. I count myself among them, and so I think it appeals to the audience that's like, I want to just do this at home and watch it on my home theater.
So there's a value proposition there. Norm, what is Sean Parker doing to get the movie studios and the theater chains on board with this?
Well, he's telling them that they get to make money again. I think it's vaporware. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that it's going to fall apart over piracy concerns or content concerns, or the studios freaking out about people having a Mockingbird 4 party in the house, on a Friday night rather than going to the movies and being part of the energy. The idea is that you pay $150 for a set-top box, which it's not going to cost $150 by the time they're done, and then you pay $50 for a 48-hour license to see this film on presumably the same day it opens or on that weekend or whenever. You also get 2 tickets to a theatrical screening to see it again, should you desire, and I think you get popcorn. But
it's not cheap.
Or no, you have to pay for the popcorn because that's what's driving
that's the concession
theater.
sales.
Yeah, theater owners don't make money from the tickets; they make money from the concession stand.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap. So it won't attract people who want to see the middle of the road movies. They're going to buy them on iTunes and VOD the day they become available. It's going to, the whole point of this is that so you could see theoretically Star Wars, not the mid-range movies, but the big movies. And that's going to fall apart really, really fast. I can't imagine that Disney will be comfortable with any level of home access to a property as valuable as a Star Wars movie or a Marvel movie or, Warner and the DC Revolution. All these films cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make because they make more hundreds of millions of dollars and they power the studio for the rest of the year. The second this set-top box comes into somebody's house with an 18-year-old, that 18-year-old's going to take it apart, figure out how it works, reverse engineer it, break the part. Remember how they said Blu-ray? The reason that Blu-ray won over HD DVD was because the copy protections were stronger. So more studios signed on. And it was broken within hours. This might take a day or two, but it's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. And the kids who are disabling, and I'm 47, I can say kids. The youth of today who grow up with computers and streaming technology are going to be better equipped to take apart and reverse engineer and figure out and crack this piracy than the 30-year-olds who are marketing it.
So this is supposed to curb online piracy, but
it's going to make it more. But we were saying
that might last for 24 hours.
Yeah, we were joking about this in the green room. What's worse than losing $1 million to piracy is losing $1 billion.
Final thoughts to you, Charles. From a filmmaking standpoint, what do we risk losing when we're watching movies only on TV?
I think we risk losing. I mean, I don't want to separate, age and sort of people who really enjoy the theater experience. I think we're missing some beautiful, amazing experiences of actually going to the cinema. And lights going down and being in a room with strangers and some people you care about, but you're having an experience. And there is something that is that is distracting, almost like a pay-per-view event when things are at your home and who's paying attention to it and the gathering around and people going to the bathroom, and it's a bit of a party. It's and so I think there is, as much as I love things being accessible and available, I do think there's a channel that specifically is going to cater towards types of films. Exactly. I mean, you're still not going to get a certain type of film, I think, available through. There's a percentage of funds that are going directly to the multiplexes or the theaters as well from this.
Yeah.
So they're being paid back as well to compensate for the money that they won't. People going to be watching at home.
Yeah, nobody's going to use those second tickets.
So no one's going to be using those tickets. It's a bit of a. I don't think it's going to last very long. I think it's not a new idea. There's a friend of mine who did this with the Tribeca Film Festival, with Sundance Channel, with a release happening with a film. I think that we'll just see how it goes. But I think that it's still going to cater towards a certain type of film, a certain size of film, and the options are still going to be limited.
And you still think there's something to that communal experience of everyone going to the movie theater?
Absolutely. And I think there are folks that still enjoy going perhaps to, the Fox or other cinemas where the multiplex experience is one thing, but I still go. There's, I think the option and the idea of choosing what films you go to the cinema for, I think there's still that.
Yeah.